I don't often use, so I'm going to try to go refer to the book as I go through. But anyway, this is about the Celtic magic. So this is basically starting out with, it's just a general message. The first card out here, and this is the Gall Gade Heel Clansman. So it's actually about your ancestry and your bonding, your clan, your tribe, all of those things that's really help to connect you to your heritage. So basically the card, when this shows up in a reading, is letting you know that you have a strong line of ancestors that are watching over you at this time. So this is a time for you to form a stronger connection to them. It could also mean that, looking at old photos or hanging on to things that, they might have held, because things contain power or energy. So that's why they say houses contain walls contain the energy of the inhabitants prior to. That's why there's things like hauntings and those kinds of things that, whether you believe it or not, there seems to be unusual happenings and that kind of thing, because everything that we touch and our ancestors touch has some sense of connection to us. And if you've ever had a psychic that has done psychometry, and I have, I actually had given her a really just an innocuous ring. There was no diamond, no, it was just a band. And so she couldn't have known that it was, who was the owner of that ring. And she was quite an amazing lady, and I still revere her in my heart as somebody who's very important to me. But this was actually a ring that my grandmother had, and she did indicate that that was the case. She says, you look a lot like her and blah, blah, blah. And this ring was, I wear it, and it's a ring that my grandmother had. So anyway, what's interesting about that, like I said, is the fact that when she held on to it, she was able to pick up the energies on that and connect with the person that had actually had owned the ring. So, and again, it's not a wedding, it's just a wedding band. So it has no diamond, no whatever. So it doesn't necessarily look like a wedding ring specifically. But either way, the point is that there is some case for energy being within things that people touch. And at this time, this is where things are connecting for you. So there's something here about referring to, your ancestors. And again, whether you're going through old photos or, hanging on to trinkets or doing some research on, your heritage, 23andMe, all of that stuff might be relevant. But there's something here that they want to be acknowledged for. And so this is a time for you to really connect with your family members and your friends, your support system, and that time of togetherness, and really, making a moment, or how do I say, honoring a moment for them being present, regardless of whether or not they have departed. So the next card out is, this one is Washer at the Ford. So I don't know if you can see that there. So we'll refer to the book on that one also. And this one is actually the Celtic Magic deck too. So if that is appealing to you, that is the deck. Okay, so the next thing out here is indicating that there is some sense of loss or sadness or heartache that you're dealing with. So this could be in around the loss of those that had some meaning for you. So again, this is where she is kind of releasing into the water. So this is basically, an indicator that there is some sorrow that might be coming in here, or a heartache that might be coming in, or that there's someone or a family friend or something of that nature, somebody you consider family that might be in need of you at this time or coming in soon. So there's some sense that there's an emotional toll that's going to be coming in due to a loss of some kind. So again, whether this is a job loss, relationship loss, or something that's on the horizon, just know that your ancestors are there. And certainly if that is related to your ancestors that you have, more recently lost, it is just take heart that they are there to grant your wishes and to help you to, remove the fear from your heart and all of those things. And even though you are going to have to overcome some sense of sorrow or loss, in coming, this is just a bit of a warning. It's giving you some time to prepare for that. So, again, I mean, this could mean a lot of different things, so I don't want to be too dark about it. But either way, the next card that's just what the cards speak to. So there is the Lone Piper. To me, that's almost like the Hermit card. But we shall see. With this deck, sorry, we're getting there. So with this deck, this one actually relates more along the lines of being independent, communicating, and yeah, hermit, solitude. So it definitely is in around that energy of you pulling back, feeling a little bit more of a lone wolf at this time. And just you're trying to avoid some of the large crowds or things that might place demands on you at this time. So I feel like you're just living your life on your own terms here, according to the book, and there's a greater sense of freedom and self-reliance that's coming in with this card. It does also indicate that there is that period of isolation or feeling a little bit more lonely, just because you're sort of following your heart at this time. And again, there's also kind of a sense that there is going to be some kind of perhaps a celebration ahead here, because this is the Celtic pride indicates that this is a symbol for celebration, joy, and commemoration. So if there is a loss of someone that is going to be coming in, whether this is you or your immediate family or someone you consider to be family, this might even be friends, but it's hard to say right now. Like I said, I'm not sure how to take that exactly, but it does seem like there is going to be some kind of sorrow in this next little bit. So we also have the card of Saradwin's Cauldron. So let's check out that one. So that card is basically in around I'm thinking it's something about strategizing or rebirthing, renewal, transformation. So this is all in around that sense of resurrecting oneself. So maybe there was a loss that you were dealing with, and this is just that period of sort of settling things. So again, there might have been an illness, a divorce, or something that was feeling like like a I don't want to say death, because that's really not what I'm really inclined to say or see here, but it does feel like it's just a loss of some sort, and there was some sadness around it, and then there's this transformational period here. So it does look like you are kind of in that space of, individually trying to work through some of the sadness, and like I said, try to begin again, basically, because again, it's a rebirth. It's like a death card, basically a transformation. Okay, and we've got two more cards to go here. So this one is, I'm sorry if I mispronounced this, Shanachi? Shanachi? So Shanachi is a card that represents, let's see what this one brings in. So this one actually represents honesty, respect, and communication. So communication seems to be really relevant here. So it looks as though this is something about your inner dialogue that you might be sort of sabotaging. So it's also indicating that because you're in this space of hermit mode, it also indicates that you're not communicating enough. So be honest and communicate your needs clearly is what the card references, and also to speak up and make your voice heard. So there's something here about changing your perspective and, allowing yourself to speak some truths to gain the respect around you. It's not about, speaking your mind necessarily, but it is about being kind and respectful in the way that you communicate, so that, you also have that same reciprocated foundation, I guess, for there to be a platform of an opening, because the bardic is a storyteller. So that's what the Shanashi is, however I pronounce that. Anyway, but it is a revered figure, and this is somebody who tells the stories. So this is about you being true to something that perhaps might be around writing or perhaps around communicating something, but there's something that you need to say. There's something that you need to get out there, and not to sabotage your own voice. Okay, the last card out here is, Clean Peas Stray. I am not even sure I remotely said that accurately, but anyway, we will go right into that one. So this card is all about good influence, joy, and some new encounters. So it looks like there's somebody new that's coming in here at this time. So I'm not necessarily saying love interest or anything like that, but it definitely does feel like it is some kind of chance for you to really relax and actually enjoy something. So it's the arrival of somebody who might be quite influential in your life. It does indicate that this is an encouraging, period for you to sort of loosen up and relax. It's actually something that you're putting yourself out there in some way. Your energy is changing. And I would say because of this card here, it's basically saying go with the flow and just allow yourself to kind of be swept up in whatever this new connection is. So enjoy this time and be happy is really what the card does indicate. And it's leading you safely back, to the edge again when the dance is over. So it's something about, I'm reading from the book here, it does say, go with it, allow yourself to be swept away from the force, by the force of the reel as it pulls you in and twirls you around, leading you safely back to the edge again when the dance is over. So however that resonates for you, but basically it does look like there is somebody of significance that's coming in here that you can just relax and be at ease with. So that sounds like a very promising scenario. Maybe I'll just pull one more just for the sake of it. Okay, last card out. What is coming in for Libra in this next short while as current energy? What is coming in this next short while that is significant energy? Okay, we're taking two. All right, so the cards fell out. So the one that we've got here is Castle. Oh, and actually there was another one here too. Okay, three fell out, so let's go with those. All right, we'll start with Castle. So the card of Castle indicates that there is something grand, I would say, coming in here as well. And it does speak to a fortress, a safety, and some sense of a retreat. So there's something here that is, I'm just going to turn the light on, guys, if that makes it a little easier for you. But it also speaks to, even though there was a lot of, during the Middle Ages, a lot of conflict is what the card, represents. And certainly because of the landscape, there are a lot of things that had to make a statement of power is what the card indicates. So it basically talks about, castles being burnt to the ground in Scotland and so on. And so they had to rebuild things as a fortress, a place of safety. And so when this comes in, this is a sign that you will soon need to seek shelter from a storm. Ooh, but it also may mean a conflict is on the way. So that might be something to be weary of here, but just know that you are safe in your castle and no harm can come to you. So just watch a movie and wait for the storm to pass and know that your castle is safe. Excellent. Okay. And then we also have the card of the quest. So these are the significant energies that are coming in here very shortly. There is something that you have that has a high drive or an ambition, something that you're trying to achieve. But there is something that also comes in with this card that speaks to a dangerous journey, or it can be a dangerous journey. But it says it's taken by a few individuals for the greater good of their people. So somebody who has the courage to move forward here is the one that must take this journey. So it can be a long and difficult journey, in which the hero has to perform what seems to be an impossible task. But the task, that you've undertaken is, despite it being difficult, your skill, your patience, your courage, and your integrity will be the things that pull this off. So you know that there's a lot of work involved here, basically, and it just says to take heart during a frustrating time because that goal is achievable and that you will find the end result worthwhile. It is going to come to you and you will get there in the end, so keep going. It is a card of perseverance. We also have the Cachulian. So the Cachulian is a card that indicates courage, assertive, and be bold. And so I think that goes very much in line with whatever challenges are coming in here. This basically is a card that lets you know, you've got the courage to make it through whatever this time is that's going to be a bit challenging. Face your fears, face your foe, and the courage will be developed over time. So each little win is a victory, and each time you speak up, you're bolstering your ability to stand your ground. So it indicates that it's a time to show what you're really made of. Test your mettle so that you know and others know you are brave, bold, and mighty. So this is you being a warrior during a difficult period, but you have the ability to make it through, and you will win. So maybe I should pull one more card here that is in line with tarot, because that sounds a little ominous. Actually, let's pull one of the cards of advice. This one was the Art of War. Okay, so what's coming in as advice in this next short while for Libra? What is coming in for Libra in terms of advice in this next short while? There are not more than 5 primary colors, yet in combination they produce more hues than can ever be seen. It's not what you have, it's how you use it. With other people, we are not complete. Communication with others is the key to life. Talk to friends, colleagues, discuss things. Don't be afraid to try new and unfamiliar things. After all, no one could have known that the blue and the red make violet, or that red and yellow would make orange, if no one had tried mixing the colors. I like that. Okay, let's try one more here. Okay, actually, I'll try this deck. This is the Aleister Crowley Tarot. Okay, so what's coming in with the Aleister Crowley Tarot for Libra in this next short while? What is the challenge that's coming in? What is the challenge that's coming in? What is the challenge that's coming in? Okay, the challenge might be around maintaining things. What is the Emperor? But you will do it. What is the Knight of Wands? There's some kind of change that's in around a younger person. Sort of a devil energy here as well. Could be Capricorn. Toxicity. But there's an end cycle and a new journey that's coming in. There's something with someone trying to find their own. It's coming in quick, and it's a Tower. So there is something that is going to be changing here. All right, so of course with the Emperor energy, that's all about structure. Hi, Amon. Struck in life? When will I get growth in life? Well, it looks like there's some kind of growth coming through for somebody here in terms of a Libra energy. Like I said, this is pretty significant, and the Knight of Wands is definitely speaking to some quick action. The Tower is going to be holding some kind of unexpected situation for sure. Whether this is, somebody that's trying to seek freedom, there's some kind of change here with the Two of Discs that's ready to come in. So, yeah, I don't know, again, who this is relevant for, but it does speak to something that's a little unpredictable. But somehow, because I'm seeing this here with the Emperor and the Sun, I mean, the Emperor is the main energy out, and that does speak to having full control of a situation. So somebody being in their authority, somebody having a lot of ambition, this is somebody who has that vitality, especially when it's next to all these energetic cards, and has the opportunity to really see through things. Because the Sun is basically that card of I'm aware, I'm open to things, I'm a lot more positive, feeling in, I'm more positive in what's up ahead, basically. But there's also something here around possibly children, because the Sun card does and usually when I see the Six of Cups, that's more relevant there too, but could be part of this here as well. But there's something that is in around Leo energy that could also be coming through, as well as Aries. But it says don't fear conflict, because there's something here that's going to be productive in whatever this change is that's incoming. So again, there's something along the lines of, feeling like there is a lot more established energy here. Like I said, that Knight of Wands, let's maybe start on that side there. That Knight of Wands does indicate that there's something, again, could be somebody in their 20s, 30s, or whatever that's coming through here, but there's a lot of energy around moving something in pretty quick here. So Knight of Wands represents that fiery energy, somebody who's really competent, kind of warrior type energy here as well, or not afraid to take on challenges. But it definitely speaks to something quick that is going to be changing. So, of course, the Two of Discs does speak to that same sort of idea. We've got, something that's kind of in the flux. A lot of times I think these things, we think that they just happen all of a sudden, but really they've been kind of percolating for some time. And whether we choose to, be aware of them or not, it's like we think that it's something, coming through in a quick way, but in actual fact, sometimes these things are just, we turn a blind eye to them. So that could be part of the issue here, and that's why it seems like it's going to throw us off. But what I'm seeing here is, like I said, the Two of Discs is still a card that talks to me as a, something that has been going through a period of change, I would say. Something has been percolating for some time. The one thing, too, about the twos are also about creating some form of balance. So, I mean, I would still say whatever this, and because we've got the Four, the Emperor, I mean, it still speaks to things being fairly balanced, and it doesn't feel like things are out of control. It just feels like it's something that is a bit of a shock to a scenario, but it's not necessarily something that was completely unexpected. That's all I'm going to say. It feels like there's still something here that, maybe, because it feels like there's a controlled change. So it feels like a controlled change of some sort. The Devil energy, though, I mean, maybe the intention behind it is maybe not so upfront, because, like I said, I mean, with the two, it does indicate that it's a fixed energy. So it's something that's, done in a stable sort of way, and it's supported. Again, very strong Capricorn energy coming through with this, all of this, but it still indicates that there is a situation that's going to be challenging to some extent because the Devil energy is here. That's a big energy, and that is more of a clarifying energy. So maybe the undertones behind it were not really, like I said, upfront. Almost feels like that Devil energy is, some kind of stubborn energy that you're dealing with, or, some kind of negative thought pattern or dissatisfaction or something here where, maybe something, there was a sense of entrapment or something like that. Okay, then we go into the universe. So again, when we get to the card of the universe, it's like something here was kind of coming to a close or coming to an end. So, I mean, the world card is the universe, basically. So that does speak to it being, everything has kind of come to a complete resolution. There's some kind of accomplishment of some sort. Maybe the change has already taken place. I'm not sure, but because I was reading those other cards, some of you might have already been in that energy. Others, you're about to enter into this energy. But either way, the universe does speak to some kind of stubborn energy as well. And it's right next to the Devil, which is also a stubborn energy that seems to be repeating here, but it is an accomplished kind of energy, and it still speaks to an integrated kind of energy. So it's almost like there's been some sense of adaptation because of a darker, shadowy part of the self that has been purposefully, worked through, or, what's the word I'm looking for here? Somehow it's kind of been acclimated, like you've finally found a way through, or somebody has, in terms of dealing with it. And yeah, it is a free reading. But we are looking at all these end cycle cards, and it's also speaking to coming back to the Fool energy. So whether this is you or another person, there's some sense that there is a new adventure at hand here. There's some ideas, things that are coming through. There's a certain level of eccentricity as well that comes through with the Fool card and the universe. So it feels like there is real potential again, but there is still something that comes through here with younger energy. And there's a lot of creativity here as well. Sorry, guys. So when I see the card of Two of Wands, that's also someone that is trying to seek a certain level of independence. So again, with this you or another person, there's someone here that really wants to have, Aries energy also very strong, really wants to have a level of independence and influence. And I feel like that change is about to take place. So again, there's something here that is pretty significant. There's a lot of willful, stubborn energy here as well. The Two of Cups is also about, it represents whether this is a union of two people or, friends, family, combination of people. I'll get to the questions here. 2 more seconds, guys. But there's also something here about, this connection having some kind of harmony, or there's some kind of balance in here. There's also a Cancer energy that seems to be relevant as well. But again, it feels like there's a lot of cards of balance here. A lot of twos. So, and then we've got the Eight of Wands. So there is, again, there's a sense of swift change that is going to take hold here. I don't know that, like I said, it feels like it's controlled change, even though it's coming in rapidly, and it definitely speaks to, there could be Sagittarius energy here, but it's really fiery, vibrant energy, excitability, a lot of stubborn energy, and it definitely speaks to, something that has a sense of such suddenness to it, that is the part that seems to be, what is significant. It's almost like it came in a little faster than you were really ready to make this adjustment for. But again, there's still some sense of a lot of control around it. I don't feel like everything is chaos by any stretch here. Everything looks to be like a measurable, controlled tower moment. It's unexpected, whether this is conflict or death, or, and I hate to say death, but because I'm not really seeing it as death. It just feels like a sudden, something that's going to cause a sense of loss, but there's a breakdown in something, but there is a sense of freedom that's coming through here as well. And it feels like, this is something that was, and there's a lot of energy around independence here. So again, I really feel like this is someone really seeking independence. And I think it's kind of a wait and see sort of a situation. Let's just try one more card here. Okay. Oh, actually, maybe I'll answer one of the questions here. Let's see. Sorry, just reading, guys. Okay, shooting star, let's see. Will it be a new person that's coming into your life, or someone from the past? Is this going to be a new person coming into shooting star's life, or someone from the past? What is the High Priestess? Princess of Swords. Well, it does show a disappointment in a love connection for sure. We've got the Five of Cups, so there's the disappointment. There's the Lover's card. I see the Princess of Swords, so, I mean, I don't even know if I see love just yet, really, because it's like a direction. It has to be chosen here with the Chariot. I see somebody coming off as very mysterious, quiet, aloof. Somebody who's fairly in control of themselves. But the fact that we've got the Six of Swords, which of course in this particular deck comes through as science, but it definitely feels like, let me just ask one more time, because I don't feel, it feels like you maybe have a choice, because the Chariot is coming up as a decision. So let's just check that one out. Is there someone new coming in for Shooting Star? Or will it be the old love? Princess of Wands and I think it was Princess of Swords. There's a lot of cruelty or something here. There's a lot of anxiety that goes with that connection. I don't know that this is a person from the past then. No, it feels like a new love that's coming in. It's almost like there was too much that was going on with that person from the past that's almost not forgivable. The Queen of Discs does feel like there's somebody here of a practical nature that's a lot more stable, because it's almost like what I see here from the previous cards, you know, the Princess of Swords next to the Six of Swords. This is somebody at a distance. There's a lot of communication issues for sure. And I definitely feel like the Chariot, it's almost like this is, like I said, the distance is there, but it's like maybe you still have the decision. Maybe you still have the choice, but because there's so much cruelty that, you know, I see that was kind of put upon you, I don't think that's the direction you're going to go. There is a new love offered that's on the table, because the old one seems to have been something that was quite negative. The fact that we have like I said, the Princess of Swords and the Princess of Wands, that's who I think is the two that were at odds. Because the princess, well, don't take it literally as in, you know, two females necessarily. It's just that, you know, the energy of this one, you know, the Princess of Swords would be something along that lines of somebody who has, you know, a lot of concerns about material things, that kind of thing. Definitely speaks to, you know, somebody who stands up for themselves, not afraid to, you know, say what comes to mind, can be a little vengeful or direct, you know. I mean, they're firm, aggressive, that kind of thing, but definitely very clever and practical in the way that they deal with their life. So it's almost like that's to the extreme, but there's something here that kind of speaks to feeling a little more at odds for those qualities, because the Princess of Wands is somebody who's fiery and, you know, just likes to do things on the fly. There's a lot more kind of, well, the card speaks to chemical action, so I don't know if there is something here that speaks to any kind of chemical combinations of stuff there, but it definitely, somebody's very passionate, and it definitely is that kind of person. Could be something around spring here, but this is somebody who's really, you know, invigorating. This is somebody who has a lot of energy, so draws people to them, that kind of thing, whereas the other person is kind of the reverse of that. So I think that's where there was some trouble, some difficulty. Like I said, it looks like there's distance or something there. There was something that was kind of cruelly done with the Nine of Swords. Not a lot of sensitivity in a situation for sure. And it's almost at a 10 cycle, so if you're still making a decision, it would still stand to reason that you're in that energy right now. But the Ace of Cups speaks to something new that's coming in. So I feel like, because you have the Chariot, I feel like you have a choice. I think that other person is still hanging around. And again, it's your choice for sure, but I feel like the opportunity is there for something that's a lot more of a blessing, like a lot more of a love interest, because it's a lot more heartfelt. Ace of Cups is definitely feeling like there's more roots in the, you know, in the situation. Something is more lined up with who you are. There's a lot more virtue. There's a lot more, you know, investment, heartfelt kind of openness, that kind of thing. So I just feel like this is somebody who would have more interest in you emotionally, whereas the other one is more too busy, like too opposite. You were too opposite from each other. Okay, let's take a look at the other one. Hi, Metamorphosis. Good to hear you too. I don't know if it answered your question, Shooting Star. Hopefully it was something that was, you know, it's just a quick answer on a question, but let's see. Okay, What is going to be happening for Amon? What is his love life? Or, sorry, her love life? I'm not sure, Amon. Not sure. What is going on with love life? What is going on with love life for... You're welcome, Shooting Star. What's going on with Amon? Okay, I do see Amon. It does look like there's going to be something coming in for you on a love front. There's abundance there. Oh, but there is some kind of futility. Seven of Swords. It's almost like an opportunity lost, but then there will be success. Okay, what do we have here? Prince of Wands and... Yeah, I feel like there is a new opportunity coming in for you, Amon, and it definitely feels like... it's almost like you... I don't know. Seven of Swords is usually something that could be... Okay, let's ask on the other one. I'm bouncing around a bit here. So what will you get your visa? Will Amon get the visa? Will Amon get the visa? I would say yes, but it's a slow process. It is not coming in quick, but you will get it. For sure you will get it. They might need a little bit more information, but... Yeah, the Three of Swords, just, I'm not seeing that as a not getting it. It just feels like there's a weight. There's sadness or whatever, because, or, you know, maybe that's too strong a word, because you're having to wait. But it's coming. Okay, time frames, I would say, is a little hard to kind of depict here, just because you're dealing with a lot of other forces. There's a lot of other elements at play. It's not just what's happening on your end of things. It's what's happening sort of, so things have to kind of line up before it sort of comes in. But, I mean, usually when I see like a major arcana card, that to me tells me it's going to be a long wait. But I would say yours is probably not that long away, because the Three of Wands is... something of a shorter time frame. Maybe 3 months. 3 weeks. Yeah, I don't feel like you have too long of a wait here, actually. 3 weeks, 3 months, something like that. Well, I think I got to sign off, guys. Got things to do, places to go, all of that. So I'm going to leave it at that. But hopefully it gave you a little insight. I'm supposed to be somewhere. So anyway, just going to keep it like that. I will do another read for you here in the next short while. But nice talking to you guys. Be safe, you too, Metamorphosis. And keep moving forward, guys.